Anyway, I was at a no, not the estate sale. I saw this book here, so the Bible of options strategies. So it's an investing book. Goes for about $20 to $25. So I'm gonna get that listed. But
I found a stack of records in my attic today. An Elvis picture disc and Kenny's big old hay. Put them up on eBay for the day was done. Watch the bids roll in till the morning sun.
Welcome everyone to the video. Welcome to the channel. This is gonna be a Thursday What Sold video, and this Thursday, when this comes out, it'll be Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. Not too much to talk about. We'll kind of keep it somewhat short. We'll see how it goes. Like the video, thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. I got a new cup here. This is a High West Distillery whiskey glass here, so really cool. And of course, I poured myself some High West. I did have a bottle. I do like High West. High West, I mean, I like it. It's not my favorite, but I do like it. The one I have in here is a very high. It's not a bourbon; it's a whiskey. It has a very high rye content, but really good. One of my favorite. As a matter of fact, it was kind of odd in this glass, or in this glass. It's not a glass, well, a cup. It's metal, but I'm getting. I don't know if it's because it's in this metal glass, but I'm getting grape on the nose for some reason. It's strange, just grape. I'm getting grape. Really good. Went out to, did my usual, of course. Went out to Goodwill. Went out to Savers. Got a really cool watch here. Well, first it came with a case, so I'd be able to get a bit of a premium. It's a Swatch Irony. That's the model, Irony. There's different ones. It's an aluminum case is what it is here. With a really cool orange dial. It's a date. So it has the day and date. That's what that means. Date. Sometimes you say it really fast. Like with Rolexes, I got Rolex date. They say it really fast, but it's a date. So it has the day and the date on there. But it's a really cool. It's a really cool watch. It's all these watches is so annoying because all these watches use different battery sizes. And they're all it's so irritating because I have a battery that'll fit this, but it's just not thick enough. Like it'll fit it. The diameter will fit perfectly fine, but the actual thickness of the battery is like, it needs to be a little bit thicker. So I got to get the battery for it, which is kind of annoying. So I already have it open and ready to go. I just got to order the battery. If you could do this on your own, because if you take it to get it done, it's going to be expensive. They charge a lot. I'm just really shocked at how much they charge to replace batteries. I did it. I can't remember the last time I've done it or took it in to actually have a battery. I think there was one watch, but I just could not get open for the life of me. Like a few years ago, so I had to take it in to help them help me, and it was it cost quite a bit. So I was like, I might as well just do the battery too. The batteries are very inexpensive. Check Amazon. A pack, I think a 5-pack was $3.99 for this battery. It's a $3.94. I think it was $4.99. And I forgot the exact price. It wasn't very much for a pack of batteries. So there'll be a little bit of a cost, they'll have to sink into this to get, I paid, it was $10.99, minus 20%. And, we should be able to sell this for around $50 to $60. So really cool. This is a cool swatch. So definitely keep your eye out for swatches. I always talk about swatches. They do really well. I did go to an estate sale. Surprise. I didn't really get any footage there because it was kind of I just happened to see the signs and with a car. I picked up some clothing, which I'm looking at over there. I have it hanging right now. A couple of wool sweaters. I forget the brand names on them. But those should do really well, about $30 or $40 each. And then 3 Orvis not Orvis, LL Bean made in the USA mock neck shirts, and those should be about $30 each. So really, really cool. I also picked up this, and this kind of reminded me. I'll show in the video. I have these speakers right here on top of this. I'm thinking. So I have these speakers here, and I have these listed for sale. They should sell for around, I think, $50 or $60. I forgot what I have them exactly listed. I think I have them listed at 55. They're really, really cool little JBL speakers, and I'm leaning towards I keep seeing them on my shelf, and I'm leaning towards potentially keeping them and using them. So I like the design, and it has here's the wheel here. So I'm thinking if they don't sell this weekend, I'm probably gonna use them. I like the design of these. They're really, really cool. So let me just put these over here. And Black Friday is coming up, so if you're, I have a sale prepared, ready to be launched. Potentially going to launch on Thanksgiving, so definitely, just be aware that everybody's looking for a deal. So just, if you can, I would recommend launching a sale. If you have the ability to launch a sale, if you have you have to have a store subscription. I forget what level though. I think any level you might be able to have access to it. But I'd recommend launching a sale because everybody's going to be looking for sales. Everybody's going to look for deals. And it's a great time to get things moving. So I have a sale launching. I'm putting more and more things into a flat rate shipping. I now have I already did a 1 pound. So now I have a 2 pound and a 3 pound. The problem is I sell a lot of different things. If I was more niche down, I wouldn't have so many business policies for shipping. But because I'm not niche down, I have several business policies, and I'll have to keep an eye on it. If you didn't notice, there's going to be a rate increase. I say this all the time. Well, whenever I mention shipping, but don't get too comfortable. Or right now they raise, going into holiday season, there's increased shipping cost, and those will go away. It's right after the new year. I forget exactly the date. But it goes into the new year and a little bit after the new year. But don't get too settled. Don't be like, all right, great, they're going to go back down, because they're going to go right back up again. So, so they will be going back up again. Probably. What you're paying now is probably what you're going to continue paying into the new year, and there'll be another raising of shipping rates again sometime mid-year or so. So with that being said, with flat rate shipping, you're going to have to keep an eye on all this stuff. You're going to have to go, and that's one of the things I tried to avoid, is having to keep an eye on my flat rate shipping, making sure I'm not. Make sure I don't pay, because the buyer pays shipping, and I make a little bit on the shipping. Usually with every order, I make a little bit. And so trying not to lose money on the shipping is basically what I'm trying to say. And it also helps that now we're getting these shipping supplies from for Ground Advantage. So if you don't have a Poshmark store, you have to get a Poshmark store. And then there's a phone number. You can look it up. There's a phone number or email. I usually just email, and I get my box and getting boxes in. I've actually been getting them in every day. I think it's kind of weird. I think the system's a little bit it's still figuring itself out. So I don't know. I got an order yesterday, and I'm like, actually I didn't get anything today, so I shouldn't say I'm getting everything every day. But and I'm like, I ordered it. I didn't ever place another order, but it's coming in. So I'm like, all right. And so that helps. Anytime you can help to reduce cost anywhere in this whole business of reselling or selling stuff online, or the fact that you're having to ship stuff out. But anyway, I was at not the estate sale. I saw this book here, so the Bible of Options Strategies. So it's an investing book. Goes for about $20 to $25. So I'm going to get that listed. But that got me thinking. So let me adjust I'm going to cut it right here just so I can adjust my camera a little bit so I can fit on the screen. Hold on. Because what I'll have to do is kind of cut my sign off over here. So let's go ahead and where are we at? Right here, right? Yes, there we are. So it got me thinking of a book that I'm always on the lookout for resale purposes. And that is a book called Margin of Safety. It's a investing book by someone named Seth Klarman. I'm pretty sure I pronounced that right. But released in 1991, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of, so I went on there to look to see what it's currently going for, because it's gone for a few $1,000s. As you can see now, a lot of asking prices right around the $1,000 mark now, a little bit over $1,000 mark now. So it's come down in price. I've only known it to be released as a hardcover. So I would be leery of some soft covers. There are some soft covers that were, I believe they were sold and or listed that actually are signed. So I've only known it to have been released as a hardcover. So it's a hardcover book with a dust cover. Like this one right here. Let me just open that one up really quick. As you can see right here, you can see there's the cover there, and then you see the inside of the book there. So a little pop-up just popped up on my screen here. I don't know why that did that, but definitely a book to be on the lookout for. I always keep my eye out for it, when they're stacked with with the spine. I always look for that margin of safety, be it with the dust cover or without the dust cover. So I'm always on the lookout for that book. Not only that, I would like to read it. I mean, you can go find all the different, people talking about it, breaking it down and everything online, but I would like to read it for myself. A very, very interesting, history on the book, because when it was first released, the guy was kind of a no-name person. They only released a few thousand copies. And then all of a sudden, he's a billionaire now. He starts to make a name for himself, and everybody wants. It's kind of it's got a bit of a cult following here. But I was looking through this, and I was like, "Whoa, 1470! What in the world's going on here?" And then I saw paperback. I'm like, okay, I don't know for certain if a paperback was actually released of this book. I only know that a hard copy was released. But like I said, I do see some on here. I'll see if I can find them really quick while I have this open. But if you open this up, this was actually, I don't know if it was this one or another one, but these are unauthorized released copies of the book. I was reading one just for the video. For the sake of the video, I was in there looking at a review on another one. I don't think it was this one here. Let me just go to the reviews. Right here. Was it this one? There was one that said it took a long time to get here. It ended up coming from India. I was like, what? But as you can see here, Martin says do obvious counterfeit reproduction using da-da-da-da. So people are reproducing it and trying to sell it. Obviously they're not getting anywhere near what they could potentially if they have the real one. So definitely something to be on the lookout for, and be aware of. Be cautious, when you're looking up comparables, and look at the details, because this is the actual book here. And let's just go to the sold so I can show you, confirmed solds on this book. As you can see, without the dust cover, $750 was the most recent as of a day ago. So that's pretty crazy. And this one here is probably more than likely some sort of a reprint of some kind. Let's go into the original listing. As you can see, they don't even have any other pictures of the book itself. So probably some sort of reproduction of the book. I know there was like an unauthorized, ever so briefly, there was an unauthorized copy in the Kindle store, which eventually got taken down as well too. So, and there was one paperback that I saw. Where was it at? Was it this one? No. Which one was it? Paperback. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to find it now. So I don't even know where it went. There was one that was a paperback, and it looked like it was right here. So there was this one here. Oh no, that's not it. No. God, where was it at? It was. Oh, I saw one. I'm just not seeing it now, but I did see one in here, and it was a paperback, but it looked like it was signed. I don't know if it was legit or not. So I would be wary of any paperback copies. I can't say I'm 100% sure because I don't know for certain, but I only know of the hardcover copy of this book. Keep your eye out for it. As you can see, it resells really well if you find it, but be aware that if you do find it and you start copying it, you start going through there looking at the comparables, be aware that there are fakes out there of this book. So it does go for quite a bit. And there was one in here that went on bids for right here. This one right here. The bids for $275. Ooh, that probably should have gone more in the $1,000 range. But then what is this one right here? That went for $375. Probably that looks legit to me. Well, no, well, hold on. There's the internal part of the book. Yeah, I'm only aware of, as you can see, when they remove the dust cover. So the dust cover is here, peeled away, and that's the the hardcover of the book, and not what. Where is it at? No, that's not it. Oh, this is actually a signed copy too. Let me go backwards. Did this one peel it back? But where's that one that's peeled back? Or the one that's just top one up here? As you can see, without the dust jacket, this is what it looks like. So, there's something to be aware of and be cautious about. But a good book to look out for. Margin and Safety. Look out for it. It actually talks about, and not to get into too much, but it talks about a lot of what has been going on in the economy currently. So and strategies and all that stuff. So I am interested in reading it if I can get a hold of it, but we shall see. Okay, let me reset this. Okay. We're resetting back. Let's see. I was at Goodwill yesterday or the day before. And then as I was walking up towards the glass section, I was looking at it and I'm like, I thought I saw a toy Grail. A Grail for many toy collectors. This is a Grail piece for many toy collectors. So, and I know a guy, a friend, a family friend, who is a mega toy collector. Just when you think you have a problem collecting, and I don't think they consider it a problem, but if you think you have a problem collecting, there are some mega collectors who just blow you out of the water, like literally blow you out of the water. It's like wild. This person's collection is just. It's wild because they have everything cataloged and they know where everything's at, and it is just insane. They're a mega Star Wars collector, but they collect all kinds of toys. I think they have like every action figure that. I mean, you ask them like, "Do you have this action figure?" Boom, here it is. They know. Oh, let me go pull it from this shelf. It's in this box on this shelf. This far back in the box. I'm like, dang, how'd you know all that? But I do know, I don't know if he has it now, but I do know that he was on the hunt for this piece. And I know it's right here. Boom. Oh, it came up right away. This is a Grail piece for many, what is this right here? For many collectors. What is it? So if you remember the movie, the found footage movie Cloverfield, and I believe that was done by the director who did the first not the first Star Wars, the director that did the Star Wars: The Force Awakens, whose name I cannot remember. Really good movie. If you're into monster movies, into horror, into not really thriller, but more like suspense, Cloverfield is a great movie. It's a little gory, but blood and guts. But Cloverfield, a great movie. Cult classic. But they made, I don't think many people even knew that they made an actual toy from that movie. But this is the toy. This is the monster from the movie. And it's kind of cool because they really don't they kind of show the monster here and there. But you really don't see it in its, entirety until closer to the end of the movie. They do show it like in little clips here and there, moving around the city, and then you see the little things like it spawn pop, around. But really, really cool, and a Grail piece for many, many toy collectors. Used, I think it goes for around the $500, $600, $700 range. It has accessories, so make sure obviously if you have all the accessories, you get more for it. With the box, probably close with the box, all accessories, probably close to about $1,000. Brand new, I think $1,500 or more for this type of piece. Really, really cool. And I thought I saw it there. I saw it from a distance. I'm like, is that the Clover? It looked loose, so I was like, is that the Cloverfield? But as I got closer, I noticed it was the Independence Day, the alien from Independence Day, wears the exosuit. And I'm like, oh, the big letdown, like, doy. So, really, really cool toy. Definitely one to keep your eye out for. Cloverfield, especially if you find it with the box. So, keep your eye out for these things. Even the little pieces, if you have any of the accessories that come with it, look out for it. Okay, let me just cut it here so I know where we are going with the what's sold. Okay. I forgot how many what's sold I put in here. Just kind of lean this way a little bit, I guess. I don't want to move. I don't want to get up and move the camera, and then you get my face just goes right into the camera if I got to lean up. But this is really cool. Mad Cats. So they make a lot of accessories for games. Street Fighter controller. Or no. What did it sell for? It is a wire controller. I found this over at Savers on the wall. Let's see here. What did it sell for? It sold for, not even prepared. Here we go. $36.78. So really, really cool. Keep your eye out for some of these specialty controllers. A lot of the, third-party ones, they don't do as well, but some of them do. Some of them do, some of them don't. I'm moving the little window. Sorry if that looks weird, or if you see that window moving. Some of them do well, some of them don't. But I knew this one, the Mad Cats, they do really good accessories, and it was Street Fighter, it was PlayStation, so I looked it up. And sure enough, it was worth it and sold relatively quickly. $770 is what they paid for it. Standard padded poly bag is what it went into. You can't see my mouse again. Let me get that back up and going here. Okay, we have Annalie dolls. I just sold all my Valentines. In one big lot. I put them all in one big lot, and I just sold them all off. So I got these with all the Thanksgiving ones. I think I have 2 more left. They didn't really fit a theme, a holiday theme. They're Robin Hood. I'm like, all right, I'll just make a listing for the 2 Robin Hood ones. $4 to $5 even is what they paid. $11.71 what they paid in shipping. And I put this in. What did I put this in? Oh, I had a box. I had a Amazon box that I ended up putting this into, and shipping it out. It was like a 12, 10 by 6 box. And they're all soft, they're all soft felt. Yeah, you can't pose them. I think they have wires in some of them. So I just wrapped them in bubble wrap a little bit. And I put them all in a bag so they weren't just floating around everywhere. Wrapped the bag in bubble wrap and then I put it in that box. So really, really cool. Valentine's, I think, is the next major holiday. Not really a big, holiday that people rush to buy things for. Well, I mean, candy and roses and things like that, but not necessarily like things like I sell. So, but really, really cool. Definitely. Annuals do well. Don't pay too much for them. I would say at the most $1 each. At the most. I'll try to get them for less than that. But as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many? Oh, 8. I have it in my title. 8 pieces in this. So, try to get it for less than. And I got these for less than $1. They were in baggies on the wall over at Savers. So, did I say $11.71 when they paid in shipping? So, really cool. And these salt and pepper shakers, which the reason why I'm putting these here is because these did go for a little bit more than what salt and pepper shakers typically go for, which they tend to settle around. So I don't have a picture of the price on here. Did I not do a screenshot of the price? I don't think I did. Oh, okay. Let me jump over here really quick. Give me 1 second. But they tend to go for right around $15. Most of them, less than that sometimes too. $15 would probably be more towards the high end for most salt and pepper shakers. The price that you can get. Shoot. Come on. Right now, eBay's not even working right now. Could be because we're going into Thanksgiving tomorrow. $21.63 is what they sold for. $7.45 is what they paid in shipping. This went into a small 6x6x6 box. But yeah, I put this in there because I think $21 is a fairly towards the higher end of, as far as pricing goes, what you can get for it for salt and pepper shakers. Like I said, $15 for ones like this, which are vintage, cool, well-designed, well-made, and then just generic, like I sold just the plain white French Bulldog ones for $10. So, definitely ones to keep your eye out for. Cats always sell. They sell incredibly well. So keep your eye out for it. What else? Oh, yes. I put this actually on my Instagram. These are really cool cast iron vintage dumbbells. These ones sold for $25 even. I remember that one. Did I just get hair in my mouth? Like, what the heck? I felt like I got a hair in my mouth all of a sudden. $25 even, and these were heavy. So the total package weight rounded up to 10 pounds. So $18.71 is what they paid in shipping. I put this in a Ground Advantage shoebox. I cut it down a little bit just to make it more compact, so I didn't have to use so much padding or packaging paper. But really cool. Keep your eye out for this vintage weights. They don't necessarily use them or need them to weight lift, but they're really cool decor for people setting up their weight room or workout room. It's got that cool old school, that design like that. You see those bodybuilders on cartoons. They kind of use similar type of. They have the long barbell. But these are individual hand bells. Really cool. Dumbbells. These are dumbbells. Okay. I sell these barometers, thermometers all the time. They sell really well. Certain ones. Okay. Not all of them. I just passed up some Sunbeam ones, which I was like, no. But the ones like made in Germany, the European ones seem to do incredibly well. Wow, I just got watery all of a sudden. Oh man. So really cool. These do incredibly well. What do we sell it for? $24, I want to say. And this went in a large padded poly bag. I wrapped up in it's not glass or anything. It's plastic and brass and wood. So I just wrapped it in bubble wrap, and then I put it in a large padded poly bag, and then I even scrunched down because it only took up half the space in the large padded poly bag. And the reason why I put it in a large padded poly bag is because of the height of it. So I put it in one of those and folded it over. But what did it sell for? I gotta get these pictures all sorted. I don't even know where is everything on my phone. I gotta delete some pictures now. $24.86 to what it sold for, $7.67 to what they paid in shipping. So really cool. Definitely keep your eye out for them. Look more for those that are made in Europe. Those are the ones I have success with selling. Made in the USA does well too, but I've had success with those made in Germany and France more than made in the USA. Okay, so I've sold this before. I think I featured this in the video before, but I found another one. I sold it again. $22.91 what they paid. $7.17 is what they paid in shipping. Went in a regular padded poly bag. Old school tech. This stuff still sells. People still look for this stuff. Even though we have smartphones, we have apps, we have password vault apps that store all our passwords in the cloud. Which I recommend always having a backup. I have two solutions for that. So always have a backup to a backup. And the other thing too, when in regards to cybersecurity, trust me, I've come from IT, so I'm well aware of cybersecurity. I remember way back in the I think 99. Oh man, there was this nasty virus that I had to. It was pain in the butt. It was going through our whole where I worked at. It was going through our whole network, and I had to clean it up. There was no download this tool and it'll help you. No, there was nothing like that back in the day. It was a pain in the butt. And I got everything taken care of, luckily. But very, very different from today's standards as far as cybersecurity goes. But I'm getting off topic here. My recommendation to help keep yourself safe out there, especially with signing into all these different things, password exposures, email leaks, all this other stuff. Get yourself multiple email accounts and sign into Netflix with this email account, sign into Hulu with this Netflix account, sign up for whatever else is out. Sign up for eBay with this email account. Use a different email account for Facebook. So that way, when one gets compromised, when one email account perhaps gets compromised, then they can go willy-nilly and have access to everything. So, if one gets compromised and it's like, okay, it's just that hopefully not important thing that they have access to, but you still have access to everything else. And also too, with passwords, you want to try to make them as complex as possible, but obviously, the more complex, the harder it is to remember them. My recommendation is to make them into sentences. Something like, and then using symbols, like instead of using at, like the word at, use the at symbol in there. So, say something like, my password safe is at, with the at symbol, home. And then you could even make it even better by, instead of using the whole word password, to shorten it, maybe just PW, maybe uppercasing the one and lowercasing the other. So abbreviating words, it'll help you to remember them and also make them a little bit more complex, so people will be able to figure them out that easy. So really, really cool. People still buy this old tech. I sell old Rolodexes, I sell planners and everything. They all still sell pretty consistently. This is a money candle with a hidden charm on the inside. No idea what the charm is because it didn't show me on the box. But really, really cool piece. It sold for. It went inside one of the new Ground Advantage 2 boxes. This was $30, I believe. Where are we at? Where am I at? I got to delete a bunch of pictures off of here. $30, $9.31 is what they paid in shipping. Oh, and it went international too. I didn't even realize that. It went international, so no takebacks. So really, really cool. Would I recommend picking up Egyptian stuff? Just cool stuff. Cool Egyptian stuff. I thought this was pretty cool. So definitely something to keep your eye out for. And if you see it, I'm pretty sure it's pretty rare. We have an Egyptian museum here. I don't know if every city or town has an Egyptian museum, but there's an Egyptian museum here. It's fairly well known. A lot of, if you went to school here, you probably visited that Egyptian museum at some point in your school life. Nope, we're going backwards. This was just a cool clock. Santa Clara Cat, obviously super, super niche. But someone bought it. Someone bought it for $26 even. $11.06 what they paid in shipping. So just a really cool, it was a well-made brass clock. And it sold. It sold. So just a collector piece unique to where I live. Then I think the person that bought it was in Pennsylvania. So maybe someone that grew up here that wanted a piece of home. It fully tested and working. So this thing actually just rolls right back over it. So it was a really, really cool piece, really well made. It was actually pretty heavy, so definitely a cool item here. And I sell clocks all the time. Clocks sell all the time. Watches, time sells all the time. So cool piece here. Oh, my mouse is not working. Oh, there I go again. How many more do I? Is that it? Is that the end of the line? I thought we had more. Was that it? Hold on. What are you seeing here? I'm actually see only what I want you to see. What sold? Yeah, I guess that was it. Yeah, that was in the line. All right, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. And if you are watching on Thanksgiving, like I said, happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for watching the video on Thanksgiving. And we'll see you in the next one.
Hey, you've made it to the end. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video by hitting the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel by hitting my little round icon down below. It really does help us out here. Also, you'll find a couple of selections. You'll see a playlist of videos to watch and my most recent video that I did upload.